power play started early, but what can you take away from the third period? Just 'cause, like, maybe after a little bit of a slow start, you guys really controlled that third period how you wanted.
Yeah, more of maturity in our game in the third. I liked that we played with some better of winning habits in the third, not so much in the second half of that second period where we weren't very good as far as our details with the puck, without the puck. So I'm glad we kind of locked it in there in the third.
The energy from the game. Will Smith said even in warm-ups he could feel it. How important was it to capitalize on those early power plays?
Yeah, it's critical, and I think we even have chances now. The next step is we can really put the nail in the coffin. Second period, we get a power play late in that period, a couple in the third. We got to start really jumping on. But I think it was a step in the right direction to get those power play goals early and get the building into it. It was a great environment for our guys to play in.
You moved William Eklund to the third line. Did you feel that balance you were looking for?
Yeah, that Mies was good again too. I thought that line was good.
Was it good for Eklund in some ways, especially on that power play unit, that just was more assertive, maybe a little more, just had more time, more space with the puck because he was sort of the guy that they were looking for?
Yeah, I think so. I thought Eki and those guys play with some pace, and that second power play chips in a big goal there by Reggie, and so I even Mies, I thought he makes the play there on almost can barely see Reggie, and he makes a really good play.
This building, you weren't there for it, but just watching it on TV and stuff, and they used to always say about the building, you don't want to get down in this building and be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
They kind of, remind you of that in some ways early on.
Again, I've never witnessed that live, but everyone talks about a National Hockey League, and I think tonight was probably the first time I felt that, and we felt that as a group. So we want to keep her going.
So, Coach, how better does it feel to have to hold on to a lead in front of a crowd like this instead of trying to scramble back to regain it?
Yeah, we've come a long way in a year, I would say.
You talked about the momentum in the second period. It seemed like late in the first they were already building that.
Mm-hmm.
And at the second period, they finished it really strong. It seemed like now the third period they're really going to come on. But what allowed you to sort of contain that in the first 5 minutes where they tried and then it was just flat?
Well, I think when you support the puck and you skate and then you make the right decision with the puck and make them come 200 feet, that comes down to winning habits, and that's something that we're learning. But there's a fine line to that, and I think we sometimes we're a young team and we're learning. Yeah, we are, but the game of hockey hasn't changed in the last 100 years. The way you play to win, and championships, and guys have won in that locker room, championships, world championships, gold medals, Stanley Cups. It doesn't matter what level you're at. There's a certain way you have to play to win, and I think we just got to keep pressing that a little bit, and we'll get there. But I liked the third period as far as we matured from that second.
And the power play especially was clicking tonight. What do you saw different?
Yeah, there was more of an attack, calmness about it. There's a balance of when we want to attack and how calm we wanted to be with it. And I thought we made the right decisions at the right times.
You don't want to mention the playoffs too much for you guys. It's obviously pretty tight here in the West. Is it important in your mind to take care of business against some of these teams that are not necessarily in the race?
Every game's so important, and the parity in this league is extremely difficult. It's every night. There's no easy nights, and it doesn't matter what our teams, where they are in the standings, what their record is. We're going to see a really tough Vancouver team that's playing better hockey. They've gotten healthier. In that building, it's a tough place to play. So, we're going to take it game by game. It's a tough league. It's hard to win in it. We got to focus on ourselves and continue to, get better individually and collectively.
So, Coach, although this is a brief trip home, how much will this help for momentum on the road trip?
Yeah, I think it's good. Anytime you can win at home before a big road trip, it makes the flight a lot easier, I can tell you that.
How critical will this 5-game road trip to end the first half to the limit break be for you guys?
Yeah, big 5-game stretch. We know that. Our players know that. There's no secret. You can sense the intensity is getting ramped up. Obviously, everyone's talking about the standings and where we are and where other teams are, what have you. But we'll ignore the noise, to be honest with you. But there's a big 5-game stretch.
What can you say about Nedeljkovic and just how he calmed down the game,
Yeah.
first period when they pushed back and also second period?
Yeah, made some huge saves. Makes that save on Panarin there on the breakaway. Zibanejad save as well. So made some big saves. I thought he was really locked in and focused.
Okay. Thank you.
Thanks.